source namin galing sa Cotabato or Davao, syempre pag magpasok ka sa boundary, maraming requirements na kailangan.
In the general community, there has been several issues with regards to the accessibility on food.
There is a product that I no longer have access to during COVID-19 lockdown.
During the pandemic, several businesses and industries were put into halt due to some restrictions implemented by the government to fight the monstrous effect of the COVID-19. At the height of the pandemic, the whole world trading industry is affected, and obviously Philippines is not an exemption. Throughout this video documentary, you will see how the COVID-related constraints affected the Philippines, particularly Mindanao trading industry, and how the people involved survived this crisis. It has been almost 3 years since the pandemic started.
Pumalo na sa pinakamataas ang bilang na bagong COVID-19 cases na naitatala sa rehiyon.
And its impacts were undoubtedly the biggest nightmares of the world's economy, particularly in the Philippines. When the pandemic peaked in the mid-2020, the world stopped. There was no movement in trading, which resulted to scarcity of some goods and resources not just in the Philippines but in the whole world. The people were panic buying, which resulted to some stores' empty shelves, severe shortages, and explosive prices. However, Philstar News feature article emphasized that restrictions from trading partners and not the imposition of domestic lockdowns at the height of the pandemic has caused a decline in trade. This is according to the World Bank, pointing out that external lockdowns mostly affect the imports and exports in the international trade. A statistic also reveals that the Philippines' external trade in goods fell by 18.2% to $149.37 billion in 2020 compared to 2019.
And the Philippines has become the first country to close its financial markets in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The unprecedented move is to ensure the safety of traders.
Hello, I am Craig Nathan W. Alonzo, a student from the Ateneo de Davao University Senior High School Department.
My name is Carl Cedric Ting, and I'm from Benedictine International School.
Personally, I am quite grateful that there weren't much products or goods that were inaccessible to me during during the COVID-19 lockdowns. But one thing that there is to note that in the general community, there has been several issues with regards to the accessibility on food, mainly directed to our vegetables, also our meat, and all other sorts, as there were certain issues with regards to how those type of foods would be in a situation where there is security in terms of its quantity and its quality. So mainly, I can really say that revolving around that matter on vegetables and our local produce, it has been inaccessible for most individuals in our society during COVID-19 lockdowns.
There, there is a product that I no longer have access to during COVID-19 lockdown. The product that I no longer have access to during COVID-19 was the Libby corned beef that is made in Brazil. It is a canned product that has a key at the side too, so you can open it.
Personally, as a consumer, it hasn't really affected my needs, but in terms of satisfaction or my wants, it has certainly influenced that aspect of my life in a way that I have gone on to regularly think as to how much food I should go on to consume in a way that um, each and every day we should go on and try to only consume as much food as we need. Given the fact that we consumers have the power and the capacity to go on and purchase goods in the general market, we can also determine its accessibility to others as well. So in that sense, there is still a need to go on and respect this thought that um, that people in our community should go on and have access to quality food. And it goes back to the thought that I may go on and stick to this personal, somewhat plan of mine to try and be consistent as to consuming in the right amounts in order to help and influence other people to do the same and allow people to slightly influence the accessibility of food, food and with the rightful quantity in our general market for other people to use and consume.
The COVID-19 lockdown made me think of what I really need to buy. Because of COVID-19 lockdown, I cannot really buy the things I like, and I was not able to go out because of the virus. And some of the product that I want is no longer available in the supermarkets because it was banned. Just like what I said a while ago, the Libby corned beef was banned because of the African swine fever. It was no longer available in the supermarkets.
Hi, by the way, I'm Chelsea Bernardo, presently working in Mindanao still since 2018 as Executive Secretary.
Well, my name is John Eric Chongson. I am the General Manager of the STN Corporation. Also, I'm the owner of the BSE Marketing Distributorship in Mindanao.
It extremely slowed down of supply and demand of the products. There was a limitation of mobility in terms of transportation of goods and purchasing power.
Sa restriction lang noon kasi kung ang source namin galing sa Cotabato or Davao, syempre pag magpasok ka sa boundary, maraming requirements na kailangan. For example, boundary ng Davao in Cotabato or boundary ng Davao in Jensan. So, syempre yung time na yun, kailangan daw ng tawag ba yun? Yung mga necessity lang ba yata yung kailangan na para makatawid, di ba? Pero, ang mga cement kasi, mga rice, necessity man yan. So, wala akong problema makuha ng permit yan para i-transport sa ibang lugar.
Personally, supporting local businesses, products, goods, and services is the main thing that should have been done regardless of the situation, whether it would have been during the pandemic or not. But looking back to the question, when it came to the pandemic, it is quite essential for us to try and support our local businesses, products, goods, and services. In this way, us Filipinos would enable ourselves to grow fond of our local makings in the aspect of businesses, products, and goods. In this way, we can go on and appreciate these type of things, then look into ways in order to hone it and try to grow our country along with it. And in this way, it would enable us to create quality businesses, quality products, quality goods, and services.
Since there is a trade restriction and pandemic, it is better that we support our local businesses, products, goods, and services because supporting our local business can help us improve our economy.
Actually, to show support for our local businesses, should not buy imported products from other countries. Local products from Davao and every part of the provinces of the Philippines must be what you call this tangkilikin, or we should cater those local businesses to support the economy of our country.
Us students are still in a situation where we still do not have much flexibility. But there is one thing to note that us students still have so much power in hand. So what I can do is to mainly raise awareness. With awareness, it allows this general spread of information, which is good, given the fact that if we go on and allow exposure to take place on our local businesses, it will allow common trade to happen, if I may say. in a way that it would help influence the people in this country to try and go for local businesses, to try and support them, to buy their products, and so on and so forth.
As we were able to hear different opinions from persons with different backgrounds, we were enlightened by the impacts of the COVID-19 and its restrictions to the community. One business owner took advantage of the pandemic, but on the other hand, the Metro Mindanao Steel Corporation was greatly affected by the pandemic. The Gen Z citizens that we interviewed were also not an exemption, as they also shared their hardships throughout the pandemic. In this regard, the least that we, the citizens of our local communities, should take part in supporting our own local businesses, goods, products, and services for us to thrive, promote, and motivate them to continue their work. With this, we will be able to promote and maintain partnerships in our communities, not only here in Davao City, but also including Mindanao and of course the whole nation.